here with this absolutely phenomenal MK1 Escort Mexico, which has got a 2-litre Z-Tech engine in, and it is supercharged, and it's got a lot of other goodies included as well. So we're going to have a good look around the car, and we're going to get some information from the owner Mike, and we're going to see what goes into building a car like this. We'll show you some footage of the car whilst it was getting built as well, some photos, a little bit of video footage from Mike's YouTube channel, which I will link in the description down below. But yeah, let's go ahead and get a look at the car.
A bit of history on the car then. So this is a 1972 Ford Escort Mexico. It's not a replica, it is a genuine Mexico. Mike, who owns the car, has actually owned the car since 1976, believe it or not, and he paid a grand total of £925 for the car back in 1976. Just blows your mind, doesn't it? Now, the car has had an interesting life. So it started off in this colour, which is sea brown red. That's the original colour of the car. Mike then painted it white, and then it went to let's say an awful gold colour, which lasted around 6 months, and then the car actually went off the road for 40 years. So the car went off the road in the late 70s, and it didn't reappear until around 2013, 2014. So the car was off the road for nearly 40 years, and that's the state that you see it in now. So Mike has done all the work himself, other than the only things he didn't do was the paint, and he didn't fit the roll cage, but everything else you can see here he has done. So it didn't have the bubble arches. That was an optional upgrade from Ford. It was literally a couple of £100 for the bubble arches when the car was new, and Mike has put them on himself. I will insert some footage of him doing that. And as you can see, they're absolutely gorgeous. And I think if you compare this to a Mexico without the bubble arches, you can really tell the difference. And I think it just gives the car a much more aggressive look. It's the rally look. So for a car like this that is being built to be tracked, to be showed, it's a bit of everything. It's not a car that you can do daily for obvious reasons, but it is an amazing all-round car. Right, so if we've got the engine itself, so this engine was a crate engine, so the engine was brand new when it was put in the car. It is a 2-litre Z-Tech crate engine. It's got a Rotrek supercharger, the TTS performance conversion. It's got ceramic manifold, the sump, the rocker cover and the manifold all come from Retro Ford. The intercooler, which was really interesting that I've just found out from Mike, is a Cosworth intercooler, but it's been modified. Because the supercharger is on the same side as where the inlet was, it's now being completely customised. So instead of it going in one side and out the other, it goes round, so it goes along, down and back along, which is nice, just to show sort of the custom work that's gone into building the engine. So you'll see a manual boost gauge here, just down there. Now that is all linked up, as everything is, to the digital dash, which we'll get to shortly. The gearbox in the car is a Quaife 60G 6-speed sequential with the Geartronics panels and stuff set up inside, but again we'll get to the inside shortly. So it just makes for a fully custom build. Everything about this car is completely custom. A lot of the parts were out the box and then modified. You can't just buy cars when you're building a car like this. You can't just buy parts, open them up and bolt them on and they work. Everything in here, as you can see, is completely custom, and everything's built for this car specifically. We'll start the car up and you can have a listen and see what something like this sounds like. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is not a show pony. This car does go on track. You can see it's got the proxy R888Rs on. and these are the Revolution Rally Classic wheels. R888Rs on, serious tyres. So we've got the big disc conversion with the AP 4 pots, and these are the AP Pro 5000Rs, serious brakes, and the gas gold coilovers as well. So the air filter used to sit on the side of the engine, down behind the inlet, round here.
Yes.
And what it was
on the back of the supercharger.
So it was on the back of the supercharger,
yeah.
And it was getting to what sort of temperature was it running at, Mike?
Oh, 65 degrees.
So it was running at 65. So what it's got now, you can see it's sitting behind this vent in the wheel arch. It goes right up under the wheel arch, and it comes in at the back, which is just a much more efficient way to get the air in and cool the engine. On the rear we've got Cosy rear calipers, and again gas gold coilovers on the back. So the beauty doesn't stop on the top. If we have a look underneath, you can see how clean the car is underneath. So what you've got there is a 2.5 inch retro Ford stainless steel exhaust. You've got an Atlas rear axle, a gripper diff, and a 6-link Watts linkage. So again, everything is set up perfectly on this car for track. And it doesn't matter where you look on the car, everywhere is immaculate. So if we move into the boot, you've got a proper full race fuel tank. You've got 2 pumps and a filter. Over there you've got a race battery, and then you've got the compressor for the gear system. It's got a real roof scoop on the top. It's not just a Halford stick-on one like you see on most cars. And then it has got the GPS receiver on the top, which is for the digital dash, which we'll come to in just a sec. But you can see, if the light picks up, that's it. There you go. So that is what a real roof scoop looks like, not a one from Halfords that you just stick on. So to start up here, you've got the Quaife digital display for the gears, and then you've got this absolutely beautiful digital dash. We've taken off the steering wheel just so it's easier to see this really. You've got your speedo, rev counter, everything like that. You've got your temperatures and stuff on, but it'll also do other things. It'll tell you where your nearest track is, it'll give you track displays. So then you've got your lap time displays, everything you'd pretty much expect one of these digital units to do. But interestingly, behind it you've still got the original Mexico dash, and this is one of the really rare dashes because it's got the 140-mile-an-hour top speed, and behind there you've got the 8,000 RPM. So these dashes are extremely rare, these displays. So it's just a nice place to be, and like I say, every single thing in this car is there for purpose. Nothing is there for show. You can see this beautiful roll cage, full welded cage. Now interestingly about this one, so you can see the door braces over that side, you might be able to see 2 screws in the back of that. Now the reason for that is because the side panels are actually removable. These sections, now if you cut a piece out of the roll cage and then you weld these in, it means that the cage is actually removable around the doors. So like I say, this car is used for shows, but it is also a full track car. But you know, when you go into a show, you don't want to be clambering in and out the car, trying to climb over stuff like this. So that is a really nice touch, and it's the little things, isn't it? Cartex power distribution panel. What this does is it controls the things. The simplest way to explain it is the stalks on your steering wheel that you've normally got up here for your indicators and your headlights and stuff. That's what this does, but these are completely customizable, so you can program these buttons to do whatever you want. So you've got windscreen wipers, headlights, indicators, start button, but like I say, these can do anything, because as you can see, the steering wheel doesn't have indicator stalks. However, these up here are infrared buttons which are all linked to the electronic system, so you can use the indicators from up here. You've got the horn, flash headlights and stuff all up on there. The two seats are actually different, so you've got a Spark or Pro 2000 on the driver's side, and then you've got a Spark or Sprint on this side. And the reason for that is because the width of the Pro 2000s, if I go around the front of the car, you'll see the width of the seat sticks out quite a lot more on the Pro 2000, so you wouldn't actually get two of them in side by side. They are very, very similar seats, so you wouldn't really notice unless it was pointed out. I did notice. And then you've got the Spark O harnesses as well. As with any good track car, you would expect to see a fire system, and that's exactly what this is. Under this, in the front passenger footwell, that is part of the fire system. Now, this is a really cool part of the car that I've been looking forward to showing you. So, you'll see on race cars and rally cars, they'll have a little catch on the outside of the car, like a switch to turn these on, which would normally be somewhere around here. Now the problem with those is someone can just walk up and then your fire system goes off. So what Mike's done is a full custom piece. Hidden behind there you've got the cut-off and the fire system, which is amazing, and then you've got these little magnets that just live on the inside of the roof. It's just nice little touches like this instead of having that exposed. As you can see, that's a welded in panel that's been sort of custom made as an insert to have those hidden away instead of just having them on the side of the wing. And it's nice to see that transition between show car and track car. So on the track purpose, when you're at a show, you just put the cover back on, and you don't even know it's there. Right, so I'm going to try and show you the sequential gearbox now. So it is all clutchless, but you can kind of see the digital dash, and then just above that you can see the gear changer. So let's have a look what it's like. And that's the benefits of having it up on the stands. Look at the exhaust. Sounds amazing on the down change. Right lads, that's going to wrap up today's video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Couldn't obviously take it out on a road test because the weather's not very nice and you don't want to take something like this driving around when it's all wet and muddy outside. But I really do hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions about the car, I will be dropping a link to Mike's channel down below, so you can ask him or you can comment on this video. There are more videos like this to come, don't worry, they're not all going to be for. I've got some interesting stuff lined up over the next few weeks and months. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do, and please drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And that's a wrap.